Sometimes the loudest threat is the weakest weapon. Years ago, someone sent a distress call to me. I went to see him in his house. When I arrived, he looked rough, restless, and deeply worried. He had been involved with a woman, unfortunately a married woman. Their chat had exposed everything, and her husband had discovered their affairs. Now, the husband was furious, and according to him, the man had been calling him repeatedly, threatening him and raining curses on the phone. By the time I arrived that morning, the man had already called 3 times. He was afraid the husband might attack him, insult him publicly, or damage his reputation. That's why he called me. He believed I might have some wisdom or strategy to help me. I was completely confused. We sat there on the bed for a long time in silence, both of us thinking. I could hear his heavy breathing across the room. I kept searching my mind for an answer, but nothing came. Then suddenly, his phone rang again. We both looked at the screen. It was the woman's husband. I asked him, "How many times did you say this man have called you today?" He said, "Twice." Oh, so this one is the 4th call, right? He said, "Yes." Like there's something clicked in my mind. With unusual confidence, I looked at him and said, "Stand up, go and take your bath, then go to work," and act like nothing happened. He stared at me like I just cracked the joke. I can bet everything that this man has no plan to do anything to you. The only strength he has is calling you. A man who truly wants to deal with you will either not call at all or call you once, speak very little, and hang up. This is when you should start fearing for your life. But a man who has called you 4 times before 10 a.m. has already revealed his weakness. Guess what? Till today, that angry husband never did anything to him. The man had simply exposed himself through his own behavior. There is a saying, an empty barrel makes the loudest noise. The Yoruba people call it agbaofifo. People who truly have substance rarely talk too much about it. They simply act, and their result speaks. But when someone keeps bragging, threatening, and explaining what they will do, oftentimes they end up doing little or nothing. In fact, there is something interesting about human nature. Talking reduces threats, silence preserves it. That is why they say silence is golden. When someone catches their partner cheating and begins shouting immediately, the tension reduces quickly. But when the person goes completely silent, the guilty partner becomes even more afraid. Silence creates uncertainty. When we were children, if your father caught you doing something wrong and slapped you immediately, you could almost relax afterwards. But if he says nothing and simply told you to enter the house, no enter. Silence can be terrifying. There was once a famous Nigerian magician, his name Professor Pella, who granted an interview where he explained something unusual. He said he was always free from all charms on Fridays because he needed to attend Jumat prayers. Less than 2 weeks later, he was shot and killed while he was praying on Friday. He revealed so much. Even in everyday street life, you will notice something similar. The loudest garage thugs who shout the most during arguments rarely end up fighting. You only hear him, yet nothing happens. Too much display often reveals weakness. Even an excessive show of wealth can sometimes mean insecurity. People who truly have abundance rarely feel the need to prove it constantly. So do more action and less announcement. Instead of constant saying, "Watch out for this one is coming," just do the work quietly. Then one day, just say, "We just opened our new store, we just released our documentary, we just got certified." Result makes you look serious. Psychologists and philosophers have long spoken about the power of silence. They say silence helps us reconnect with our thoughts and emotions. It gives the mind room to breathe, reflect, and grow. For me personally, silence allows the brain to rest and reset. In silence, the mind gathers strength again, because silence is not the absence of information. Silence itself is information. If this message makes sense to you, kindly share it for more people to see. My name is Beta Adewale Adejiro, and remember, Baoku Ishe Otan. See you on the next one.